It's sunny. I'm in the sun. So that feels pretty good. Last night we had our first frost. And tonight we're going to have our first freeze, a hard freeze. I think we're in a freeze warning from midnight tonight until about 10 or 11 tomorrow morning. So I went to a local small business nursery in my area over the weekend, and they were giving away the rest of their fall starts that they did not sell. And I got a flat of fall starts. I've got 8 plants of Jade Cross Brussels sprouts. I got, I think I ended up getting 3. I think I did. I did. So I got 12 plants of Destiny broccoli. That's cool. Then I got 2 Ruby Perfection cabbage, and I don't have any red cabbages that I did, so I'm excited about that. I got 1 thing of Georgia collard greens, and so that is 1, 2, 3, 4. So I got 32 plants for free. Not bad. And I also have my garlic. I ordered from Garlic Gods, and it is that time to start planting. I did 2 varieties this year. I got Susanville, which is a soft neck. This is what it looks like. And you don't plant the bulb. You have to take you take the cloves apart and you plant the cloves. Okay, and I got a hard neck of the Chestnut Red. And so I'm gonna plant those. I cleaned out some beds that had summer crops that used to have my tomatoes. Had my last tomato sandwich for lunch today. I found a hidden Cherokee Purple totally vine ripened tomato hid when I was pulling out the last of those plants yesterday. And I thought it was like a little gift from God that we got to have our last tomato sandwich on October 19th. So that's pretty neat. I was thankful. The other thing I wanted to show you is, in preparation, I did put frost cloth down on my beds. You will still see a couple summer things. I pulled all of my peppers off of my plants and most of my cherry tomatoes off. There's a few probably still on there. I have so many, I'm not even sure what I'm gonna do with all of them. I have some ideas. But I didn't pull those plants yet. I probably won't until after the freeze, just because, you know, sometimes they say we're gonna get things and it doesn't get that bad, and the long range forecast has us warming a little bit, moves us back into more normal temperatures for us for October. I don't know how long that'll last, but I'm kind of taking a gamble. I left those plants, and I have one of my Juliet tomato plants over here as well that I left alone, so we'll see. Okay, so if you think you have your head of garlic, like, you know, you're cooking or whatever, this one is, I think this is the hard neck. It's the hard neck. Yes, I thought so, because it feels really hard right here. And hard necks, you're not supposed to be able to braid, if that's important to you. So you're going to peel your papers off. You don't have to get them all the way off, you just want to get them off enough to get the cloves out. And if you don't have garlic, you go to your grocery store, to the organic section, and get you some an organic bulb of garlic, or your health food store. You don't want to use traditional garlic because they spray it and it's not gonna sprout. That's for grocery stores and stuff, for long-term storage. That's why they tell you the same with like potatoes and stuff. That doesn't mean it may not, you may eventually get it to sprout, but Whew. I thought I had forgot how hard the hardneck ones are to get apart. But I like how they store. So, now the other thing you want to know is, oh good Lord, that if you plant a small bulb, or not bulb, but a small clove of garlic, you're probably going to get a small head of garlic. So that's also another thing about the hardnecks that a lot of people don't like. Hang on, I got to get some more of the paper off so I can get in there. Goodness. This can be done. There we go. Okay. So can you see that? That's what you're going to plant. Not the whole thing. That's one plant. So if you're planting a real small clove, you're probably going to get a small bulb. So some people don't like to plant the small ones. They pick the bigger ones. I plant them all because I'd rather have whatever garlic than no garlic. And like last year's harvest was pitiful. So I'll take what I can get. A lot of people like the elephant garlic, even though it's not technically a garlic. It's a, I believe it's in the leek family. But it tastes like garlic because they're so big, they're easy to peel. Like, see, that is so small. Can you see that? That one, more than likely will not plant, because that will yield a very small, that would be a very frustrating bulb. So from one clove, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, even almost a dozen. Now there's 2 that are really small, and I'm not going to probably plant those. So that leaves me with the 9 to plant from one bulb. That's 9 heads of garlic if they all come up. That's a lot of garlic. Okay, that's why I said go to your health food store, if your grocery store, or Whole Foods, somewhere where you can get an organic one. Some companies I saw still have some, but if you just want to put some in a pot and try to grow it on your patio or whatever, go for it. They do need it to get cold, and you won't harvest these until next summer. They take a while. So I'm not going to do my soft neck yet because I don't want to mix up what I'm growing. So I'm going to go ahead and work on these hard neck ones. And once I get them peeled, I'll hop back on. Alright guys, so this is what my pound, this is what my pound of garlic yielded when I broke it apart. I did not even open my Susanville garlic yet. I am going to wait until, one, I didn't want to mix them up, and I'm not totally sure if I'm going to put the Susanville back here or if I might put that in one of the front beds. I haven't decided yet. I want to see how far this goes with kind of my idea of how I want to plant it. So, one thing I did want to tell you, a lot of people, I've seen some misinformation. When you get sea garlic, you don't need to put it in the refrigerator. You really just want to put it in a cool, dry place, like a basement, garage, something like that. That's where mine's been. I've had mine for about a month now. So, and I've just been waiting, honestly, to remove some stuff from the bed so I can plant it. Where I live, I'm in Kennesaw, Georgia, 7B. I honestly can plant this all through October, November, some years December. Just depends. But I want to go ahead and get one of them in the ground, and probably in the next week or so I will get the other. So I took my free plants I got, and I've kind of laid them out as to where I'm going to plant them. Look at my beautiful straw flower. I grew it successfully this year from a seed. It took forever, And I have some other ones that are really pretty, like apricot and stuff, I want to grow next year. I can tell my coleus bit the dust last night with that frost. Alright, so what I ended up doing, when I did these beds, my peas have come up, my radishes, I actually have beans coming up. I've got beets coming up I need to thin. I actually have candy onions in the back that are coming up. And but I planted this one, I think this was butter crunch lettuce. I'm really starting to wonder if my seeds just aren't any good. That I had butter crunch and romaine, and they were pelletized, and I have not had any luck germinating those. And they were a Haw seed tools, and that's very unusual. So I'm not sure. At first I thought it was because I was doing it when it was too warm. It's been plenty cool, nothing. So, and as you can see, everything else sprouted. So I'm going to plant these purple cabbages out here. They need a square foot, so that's about the right spacing. If I do get any salad greens that end up coming up at some point, you know, we'll just work it out. But that's what I'm going to do in this bed, and I'm going to do the same over here where I planted my romaine. I've got the onions coming in the back, peas, beets and radishes. I know they need to be thinned. It's one of my plans for this weekend. And yeah, so I'm just going to plant the purple cabbages there. Then over here in this bed that have my carrots, sit this down. Where I have my carrots, I have my parsley and my cilantro. Those are both cool weather. They'll do well. I have one pack of those Georgia collard greens, and I'm just going to plant those where I had a big beef tomato. I think they'll do well there. And I'm actually thinking in the front of these carrots, I will probably plant a garlic, because this garlic will stay in these beds till July. So I'm wanting to plant it around the perimeters so I can still use bed space when I go from cool weather crops to summer crops next year. Then out here, this was my Cherokee purple and mortgage lifter bed. I'm really hoping for some volunteers in this bed. I'm going to plant my broccolis out here, and I'm going to go around the perimeter like a U shape, not on the trellis. I want to leave that open, and I'm going to do all the garlic around the perimeter. I do have one nasturtium in here. There's a yellow jacket down there, and I'm going to plant these broccolis up here. And honestly, I was planning on planting those jade cross Brussels sprouts on that one, but I think I'm going to plant it over here, and because I think I'll have enough space so that each one of those needs a square foot, and so that'll be good. That's what I'm going to do, and going to get these put in the ground, and so I'm going to go ahead and plant the plants first, and then I'll plant the garlics. I think that's probably the best idea. Okay, that worked out beautifully. I got all those broccolis. One of them had barely come up, and so it's over in this little corner. It was free, I'm not going to complain. So that means I got 8, 9, I got 11 broccolis planted and 8 Brussels sprouts in this bed. And then I'm just going to go around with my garlic now, and I'm going to start planting it. And I just wanted to tell you, when I have to be kind to my knees. And my son got me this Gorilla Grip kneeling pad. He also got me this A.M. Leonard horticulture knife spade. I think these are two of the greatest garden tools that I have. I love these. I use them all the time. This was like a game changer. I love it. And really thankful. They were thoughtful gifts. I'm not really the type that's all about, I guess, all the blingy kind of things. I'm a practical kind of girl. So these were great. I'm very thankful. All right, so when you plant your garlic, you want to plant this up. That's going to make your sprout shoot up, and what would have been the root is going to go down in the ground. Okay, and you want to space them probably about 2 to 3 inches apart. And honestly, I'm just going to kind of lay mine and then come back and cover them. So anyway, if you found value in this, we would love a like. We'd love it if you subscribe to our channel, if you'd share our channel. We certainly do a lot of things in the kitchen, and but we also do a lot in the garden, and we have built this whole garden back here was built this year. The garden in the front was built last year, and we have plans for next year. So we actually are hoping to get back to maybe some in-ground gardening as well. And but we're just two people living our best life, and working, and child rearing and doing all the things. And this is kind of our hobby. This is something that we enjoy doing together. And of course, we also have chicken content, so because I love my chickens. But anyway, I hope that you have a great day. I hope that you will consider planting some garlic. If you're in the opposite season, put this in, like your file it in your file cabinet up in your brain. Hey, I want to plant garlic next fall, and then do it. What's the worst that can happen? I promise you something will grow. You will get something out of it. And even if you don't get everything you think out of it, you'll learn a lot. And I think learning is one of the greatest gifts that we're all given. If we're willing to apply ourselves, no matter what it is, and we put ourselves out there and we try to do something, and yeah, we're gonna fall off our bikes, we're gonna fail, but does that mean you never learn how to ride a bike? No. You just get back up, and you'll get better. And so I think that that's why I love the garden so much, because it's pretty rewarding in a lot of ways. It has lots of beauty and lots of life lessons as you go along. So, but anyway, my old legs are getting tired of squatting here. I'm gonna be feeling that in my Achilles tendon. So I'm gonna get up now. I'm gonna wish you a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.